Hey guys, in today's episode, we're going to essentially invade Hungary, try to invade Hungary anyway, and try to do our best to prepare for the war with the Soviet Union. And there's a reason I say that, is because, as you can see, they are invading Bulgaria, and that means we're probably next on the list, okay, which is not great. And the other issue that we have right now is, let me show you what we got going on. We are short, okay, probably give or take 2,600 self-propelled artillery that we made in the last episode, and about 600 anti-tank. Now here's the issue: if we can't produce these quick enough, well, we're gonna be screwed because we're not gonna have all the equipment we need. So we need more factories, we need everything, more everything really, if we're being completely honest. I'm going to put 12 factories on this because we need more mechanized. We're short 5,300 units of mechanized stuff. So we are very, very short right now, but hopefully that won't affect us too much with the war with Hungary here. This is the medium tank designer, okay? So let's do this perk. I mean, we're doing almost 3 of these per day, and it seems like it's not even really making a dent here, which is really unfortunate, to be perfectly honest, because we're not even close to being ready for this crap. How many planes do we have active right now? We're doing 1 per day, and we have 437 planes to upgrade. So that is insane. Actually, if we're being honest, I'm going to take the one. Well, here's the thing. We're short 5,000 units, so I actually think we should leave it as is, because we need to produce a lot more mechanized very, very quick. And if we take a factory off of that, well, we're not going to be able to do that no more. But I think the Romanians are screwed in terms of their war with the Soviets. I really think that those guys will be screwed to the wall. We got railroads coming, connecting our supply lines, making it so that the supply cuts are at the minimal. I've been upgrading the depots, that kind of sort of thing. We've been flying through the railroads very, very quick. Oh shit. Oh my god. So Yugoslavia is actually doing a war goal against us right now. That's insane. Hold up. Yeah, Hungary is doing it, actually, but we're doing that first, so we're probably gonna beat them to the punch, to be perfectly honest. When is this war justified here? It's gonna be done February 1941, which is in about 2 months. So in 2 months we should have the supply connections and that sort done. Oh, this is a nice national focus that the SS guy is doing for us. I'm gonna stick this guy in here. It's gonna make the daily fascism go up. I think that's exactly what we want to do there. And actually, Romania is holding back the Russians quite a bit. We actually might want to do a war goal against the Romanians if they hold back the Soviets for long enough. We got a company upgrade. This is the medium tank designer. Let's see here. Let's go down this route so we can get to the other stuff. We're gonna upgrade our armor, I think, in regards to that, and I think we'll have no problem slicing through the Hungarians here, and just, I would say within a few days they're probably gonna be done, because we got so much crap, you know, massive divisions that have great attack power, all of that, and I tried to optimize them as much as possible. Even got the combat width to be a little bit higher than they were before, and I gotta go get this agent before she dies, so let's go ahead and work on that. Alright, now let's get this going. The one is actually in jail right now, so we gotta go get her, but I'm gonna turn on the commence when ready, and we'll see what we can end up doing in France here. I'm also going to say commence when ready on that one as well. Commence when ready. There we go. That way I don't have to tell them to go get somebody specific. They'll just go get them for me. And let's go back to the army tab. December of 1940. 1940, okay? And we still have, we gotta work on some stuff, but we're flying through these railroads, definitely. How long is that? We got quite a bit of railroads, and I believe this naval base is also gonna help with the supplies and stuff. Let's see, what can we do here? Days in the war, let's do that. We can bypass that. Alright, now we got the supply company too, which is good because we should be using less supplies at this point, but I need to come up with a national focus here that we can actually do. Requesting Eastern claims. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do here, is get some claims on that. But I also want to make sure that we have all our supply support companies optimized and that kind of thing. So I'm really working on getting better optimized companies so that they do more for our divisions and all that. I'm surprised that the Bulgarians are actually holding back the Soviet Union as well as they are. It's very encouraging to me, but I'm very alarmed in the terms of the Soviet Union right now. Very alarmed right now. There's no other way I can say it. I am very, very alarmed. And then Yugoslavia, Hungary is just playing war goal, but again, we are going to beat them to the punch because we've been doing this for quite some time, and we're gonna have it within 2 months or so. And then we're about to get a technology and sub-tech, so that's gonna be good. And we're about to get the engine 3 for the tanks and stuff within 2 weeks. Hopefully. Let's look at the resource map real quick. I do want to pause that so I can actually take a look at the resource map and see what we got going on here. Resource map mode. Okay, what does Hungary actually have right now? They have a lot of aluminum and they have some coal and some steel. So getting this is gonna get us some coal that we desperately need. We're not exactly short on coal, but it's gonna make it so we don't have to trade for none. And the more coal we can get, the better, obviously. And then we're just gonna get a bunch of aluminum here. There's multiple spots where it's aluminum, but they also have some chromium, which is exactly what we need, guys. We need chromium more than anything. I don't see tungsten, unfortunately. I wish they did have tungsten, but they don't. That's another thing that we're really short on right now. So once we're done flying through here, we'll have probably the chromium that we'll need for a little bit. And I'm gonna upgrade my supply connections within Hungary as well once we start capitulating them. But I am making sure that our supply connections are still good. Again, I don't think we're gonna get through all these railroads by the time the war actually kicks off, but I think what will happen is we should get through a lot of them. Which, let me look at this supply map real quick. That being said, sub visibility, yeah, let's get that going here. And I should, to be honest, I should upgrade my subs. So let's get upgraded submarine here. To be perfectly honest, let's get the improved submarine. There we go. And again, we'll make the sub builder actually research that, and that should make the research go down a bit. And we're about to get better maintenance companies. We still got quite a bit on the better recon companies, but that's alright. I would like to have them before the war, but I don't think that's gonna happen. January 1941. So let me look at the supply map right now and see what we're actually dealing with here. Yeah, it's not great supplies, but we are working on fixing it. Again, we're trying to fly through these railroads, but there's so many of them, guys, that we're probably not gonna get through them all before the war actually starts, unfortunately. So who knows? Hopefully we'll have enough supplies to get through Hungary with too much of a problem. I do need to research our planes, upgrade the planes a bit. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm a little bit behind on that, but it is 1941, and so I do want to get the heavy tank as well. I think we'll start working on the heavy tank as soon as some of the support companies are actually done. I mean, the supplies isn't terrible in Hungary. It really isn't, but that could be because we're kind of feeding off of Romania's supplies a little bit. We could be. I'm not exactly sure, but we definitely could be. But I think the supplies will be good enough for us to go through Hungary without too much of an issue. We are getting a lot of these railroads completed though. As you can see, the supplies is starting to get better. Much better, honestly. It really is. Except for on the far right side, it's still pretty bad. But that might be under the responsibility of Romania, so I'm not exactly in control of that, I don't think, to be perfectly honest. But I do want to put a depot probably right here, and we'll leave that in the bottom for now. I think, well, honestly, let's push it to the top. I think it'd be better if we just pushed it to the top here, because we are doing multiple things at once, so we should be able to get a lot of these railroads completed while still prioritizing the depot. And I do want to move these railroads that are on the bottom to the top as well, just to make sure that we have the supply connections that we actually need at the top, or at least on the top row, so that if the supply connections are possibly fixable, it still can be fixed throughout the war, so to speak. February, okay, so we gotta get ready to actually put boots on the ground and kill Hungary here, because it's only a few days away. Hopefully we can get a lot of these railroads connected before everything kicks off. But we do have better supplies now. It's not great, but we do have better supplies. Let's take a look at these stats in this particular division here. We got a combat width of 34. We have a soft attack of 413. That's insane. We have a hard attack of 96.6. We have a defense over 700. We have a breakthrough of just about not 300. We have an armor of 28. We have a piercing of 55.8. We have an initiative of 0.00. I don't know how good that is, but everything else is relatively good in my book. We'll see how good we perform here. I'm gonna get the next field hospital because that's going to actually help quite a bit. We're gonna have our supply equipment company research that. What's our construction queue look like right now? I want to make sure we're getting through these railroads at a decent rate, because the more we can connect before this kicks off, the better off we're gonna be. Okay, there we go. The justification is completed, so I'm gonna actually see if I can't get some fighters inside this squadron here, and then I'll wait for them to get there, and then we'll kick it off, because I know we were producing some fighters, but I'm not sure. Let me take a look at the production in regards to those. Dang it, we're not gonna have a whole lot to use because we're still trying to phase the old planes out. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna move these planes up here, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll connect them to the army that's up there with the field marshal. Once we do that and we get all these planes in place, well, then we will essentially send them into the northern Balkans, right? And then what we'll do is we'll say we want you guys to provide aerial supremacy and close air support, okay? Once they do that, I think we're free to declare war, but I need to get to the other page first. And what we could do is actually attach the airfield to this guy right here. That way they kind of follow the army and do what they need to do without being, and Hungary being so small, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. So we're gonna justify that war, we're gonna declare war, okay? And then we're gonna crush right through them, hopefully. We're gonna do that attack and see what we end up performing like. Hopefully, even though we have thousands short. Hopefully it's still a good performance. Let's find out. I'm going to slow down the game a little bit so that it doesn't run away from me here. Oh yeah, absolutely destroying here. No doubt. Yeah, that is crazy. We're going to blow right through these guys. It's insane. Oh yeah, especially on that one side where they're kind of punching through that armored line there. That's kind of ridiculous. They're already 95. That's absolutely crazy. Hungary obviously doesn't have shit on the German Reich right now. It's kind of sad. Let's put them on aggressive here so we can just get the whole war done with. Man, that's crazy. We're just blowing through these guys like they ain't shit. Man, even on the spots that we are losing, it's kind of crazy because the spots where we're kicking butt, it's making up for the spots that we're losing bad, because even if we're losing, we're still pushing into them ridiculously. That is really encouraging, honestly. Just gotta get enough supplies to beat the Russians, and I think we can. And the other part of our performance is the fact that we are short. But just the fact that we are kicking ass on the far left as much as we are, that is insanity. So I think if we can get all of our divisions taken care of and we go back in the green, we should be fine. Because they got armored divisions and we're wrecking right through them. It's kind of funny. Of course, the armored divisions are holding us back a little bit, but I mean, overall, we're punching right through the armored divisions even. It's kind of crazy. Let's look at the aerial map here. Yeah, so we got aerial supremacy in most areas right now. And we're about to take Budapest here in a couple days. Finland has accepted military access. Okay. See, the only reason I did that is because I know war with the Soviets is coming. I know it's coming. And so I want to be ready to go in regards to that and get as many people helping us as possible here. And that's kind of why we're taking Hungary as well, because I know war with the Soviets is coming. There's no question about it. If we can get to Budapest here, we'll be really close to taking that airfield there. 92 on that one front. Okay, that's awesome. That one side is collapsing ridiculously. Having a little difficulty over here, but that's because the supplies isn't exactly up to par in regards to that. I think if we had more supplies up in that area, we would have been fine on that area as well. We got 95 on that one. Yeah, we're punching right through that side like it ain't nothing. It's crazy how fast we're actually doing this. At this point, you know, they've already lost the war. It's only a matter of time. And they would be losing even worse if we had optimal supplies on all those sides there, but we don't. Okay, that far left division retreated, and so now it's really gonna start to break here because we've got most of their far left territory. I want the battle for Budapest to end, and it's gonna end very soon here, but they held that for quite a while, quite some time actually. We got some research we need to take care of, so let's go ahead and try to get some 1940 tech here. I think there is some to a certain degree. Yes, there is. Yeah, let's get that. That will help with our ship customization. Alright, as you can see, the supply situation in some areas is not great. I think if it was better, we would be in a much better position here. But overall, we're doing very, very well. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the airfield at this point. Also gonna change this to the second level of this, okay? And then just continue with the assault here. Man, that's crazy. Even with low supplies, we're doing very, very well overall. Okay, there goes that armored division. That's just, they're falling back. Yeah, so it's only a matter of time at this point. There we go. That's better. That's great. Just pushing these armored divisions back, even, it's crazy. These divisions are insane. Can you imagine what these guys would do if they had the proper supplies like all the way through? These guys would be insane. Absolutely insane. This is them performing on low supplies, guys. And we're still kicking ass, really, for being honest. That is absolutely crazy. And we're short equipment even, which is absolutely crazy. This is insane. I mean, it's the Hungarians, they're probably nothing compared to some of these other people, but you can see we got armored divisions in our way, and they're not doing crap to us, and it's hilarious. In fact, the armored divisions are like, we can't even hold this ground. The whole Hungarian army's just being eviscerated. To be perfectly honest, it's terrible, and I gotta smile ear to ear because this is insane. These divisions, oh my god. I mean, we didn't edit the SS or anything, which we probably should, but I don't want to be short even more equipment. That's the thing. Probably by the end of this war, we're probably gonna be, short even more because they're blowing up equipment that we don't have. But we definitely need the factories. We need the resources that Hungary has. So I think this was a good move to finish them off. Yeah, we're just gonna punch through the far right now. So essentially they're being squeezed from the far right, and at this point the Hungarians can't hold that ground. They're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. Yeah, as you can see, we're winning this battle even against the armored divisions that they have deployed up here, and it's crazy to see. Probably if we had proper supplies and proper equipment, it would, we would be performing much better, but using what we got, we're doing absolutely fantastic. And now we're losing quite a bit, but it's only a matter of time till Hungary falls. So, and we're getting these expertise mastery stuff unlocked as well. That's absolutely insane. I think overall this Hungary war is going very, very well for us, despite the fact that we're short on some stuff. Wow. Yeah, it's only a matter of time at this point. Just crazy. I just want to finish off this Hungarian war before we take care of the technology. They should be close to capitulating at this point in time. Let's take a look at what that actually looks like right now. Yeah, they're very close. Holy shit, we are murdering them. We're absolutely murdering them, guys. It's crazy. We've lost under half of what they have. It's insane. Absolute murder. Oh, that was a big chunk taken from them, for sure. Those divisions were just completely and utterly destroyed. That's insane. Nobody survived that. Those tank divisions just got wiped. That's insane. And those guys got completely wiped as well. That's ridiculous. And we still have plenty of fuel. That's the hilarious part about this, is we still have plenty of fuel. Yeah, I gotta admit, supplies is terrible, but overall we're doing absolutely fantastic. Capitulation. Okay, Hungary, you give me all of what you have. Thank you. All of Hungary falls to the Reich. That is fantastic. So now we have Czechoslovakia, we have Austria, and now we have Hungary. So all things considered, we have made the Austro-Hungarian Empire once again under the Reich. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so now we actually have 3 countries to our name here. I'm actually gonna switch the conscription law, probably to extensive conscription. There we go. That's awesome. Okay, so if we go to factories here, we do need more airplanes, to be perfectly honest. So I'm gonna put some factories on these planes so that they can get built faster. We do need to update the Air Force though, to be perfectly honest. We have 4 tungsten at this point and 4 chromium. I am really tempted to put some more on this self-propelled artillery if we can, because even tank destroyers though would be good, because we have stuff that's short in regards to that as well. Now we should start cranking the self-propelled artillery and stuff out. What else do we need here? I'm gonna get some more light tanks. I think I'm gonna research the light tank version of the 1940 tank as well, on 1941 version. I think what I'm gonna do though is actually get the heavy tank being researched as well. So let's go ahead and get that. We're gonna have the heavy tank builder research that. Guys, that is crazy. We got like 4 countries to our name right now. Yeah, we need to build more depots up here, no doubt, because our supplies is just terrible, which basically means more trains, but we need that stuff and we need it bad. I think once we get these depots, at least one of them here built, we'll end the episode. How long we've been playing here? Yeah, we did that in like an hour, honestly. So I think I'm just gonna wait until, you know, all of this is built, and then we'll worry about other stuff and later episodes and whatnot. Plus time hour, there we go. Yep, taking that. Can we invite the faction? Yes, we can. Alright guys, we're gonna end it right here. God bless you guys, and thank you for everybody that subscribes and shows support to this series. I'm really working hard here so that we can actually succeed in this campaign, because I know that we failed multiple times, but I want to really ensure that we don't fail this time, so I'm putting some extra effort in how to do this right and all that jazz. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and God bless. I'll see you guys next time.